Hello garden friends. I am so glad you're here. Welcome or welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to go over my herbs that I planted using the winter sowing method. I intend to put some of these in containers and some in the ground in the vegetable garden soon, and I thought I'd show you them before I did that. Let's start with this big guy over here. Now, they are not perfect. I have lots of slugs and snails in my garden, so some of these leaves have been chewed on and enjoyed by these creatures. But this is the mammoth basil. It has big leaves. The leaves will get bigger. There are a lot of seedlings in here, so of course they are not growing to their full potential, but I will be separating these and spreading them around in the garden. Haven't grown this one before. I like the idea of a big leaf basil that I could do probably like wraps with, maybe wrap some chicken in it, or just dry them to make some powder. But I just want to see what it looked like, big old leaves. So that's why I planted that, the mammoth basil. Put you to the side. Now, a lot of these I planted 2 varieties in 1 cup because I was trying to save on space. I had so many seedlings this year. So this one is a cinnamon basil, and that's the line to separate them to tell me where the seedlings start and stop. And this is the Genovese basil. Genovese is the regular, I think the Italian basil. See? They enjoy my leaves. Look at that. Slugs or snails. Large holes. But that's fine. I'm going to be topping these anyway to force them to branch out. That's what I do for my basils. So you can see the bigger ones, that's the Genovese, and in there, the smaller one there is the cinnamon basil. I have planted cinnamon basil before. I find I did not like the taste of it for cooking, but I did not explore other options like teas, or I don't think I even checked up to see what people in general use cinnamon basil for. So I will be researching that and trying again. But I wanted every type of basil I could find in my garden this year. I think I have like 15 varieties of basils that I planted. One did not come up, which I'm going to replant. 2 varieties I've already put in ground and in containers. The lemon basil, which I had last year and smelled so good, tasted so good. I used that to cook like rice and different things. And then also the what's that called, spicy globe basil, which is my favorite basil. It has tiny leaves. I mean tiny compared to these ones, and you don't need much to get a lot of flavor, just a few leaves and packed full of flavor. And I love the way it grows. It grows into a ball, which I like. So I already put those in. So this is the cinnamon and the Genovese basils. Now, this one, also 2 in 1. This is the Acokomesa. I don't know if I'm saying it right. It's a basil from Ghana, Acokomesa. And apparently they use it to spice chicken, to season their chicken. I planted this late last year, so I did get some harvest from it. I liked it. It was good, so I replanted it this year. And this is the Thai basil, the regular Thai basil. I've had it before. I don't think I particularly liked the taste of it. Did not try it in a tea, and did not use it in Asian cooking, so it might be a me thing, not a Thai basil thing. So we are going to retry it this year. And it has pretty flowers. So if I don't like it for eating, I can always use it as a pollinator and just admire flowers. So all about flowers this year. So Thai basil, a coco mesa. Now, if you guys are planting any types of basil in your garden, if you have any varieties that you really enjoy, leave me a comment. Let me know which ones you have. I'd like to add even more to my collection, but I just like to know what's going on in other people's gardens. So if you have one you'd like to share, don't be shy. Leave a comment. Now this one is the dark opal basil, and I literally just planted it because it's dark opal. It's purple, and I wanted purple basil. I've had it before, probably in 2018 I planted it. I don't think I put it in the best place. It didn't have full sun, so some of the leaves were more greenish and then just some were purple. But if it gets full sun, it does get a deep, rich purple color. I saw this at Walmart when I went the other day, and I don't remember how much the pack was, but I backed away really quickly when I saw the price. Grow your own seeds if you can, because the prices are a bit ridiculous if you're buying starts. And these basils, you can actually propagate them very easily. So when these grow a little bit, you can just cut them, probably, let's say, cut a piece maybe 4-5 inches, strip off the bottom leaves, stick it in some water, it'll grow roots. You can pot it up, and there you go, a new plant. And since you're going to be chopping them anyway to cook and to make them branch out, you'll have cuttings to do that with. I did that last year to give away some spicy glow basil propagations to some friends who wanted some basil, who hadn't planted basil in their garden. So that's something you could do. So that's the dark opal basil. Now let's see. All right, let's move away from basil for a second so I can show you this one. Once again, not perfect, chewed up, but this is stevia. Stevia, guys, I have never planted stevia. I actually thought it was supposed to be grown by propagation, that it wasn't going to grow true to type if you planted from seed. But then I don't know where I got that information from, because when I looked it up again, I couldn't find it. So I bought seeds. I think I bought seeds from Rare Seeds or Baker's Creek. It's the same company. They just have two names for some reason. I think that's where I got my seeds from. And they actually germinated pretty quickly. And here you go. I have 3 seedlings in here. These two are close to each other, so it looks like one. But there are 3 seedlings. I will be topping this one up. I'll be topping it to see if it branches out a little bit. And I intend to uppot these today. But stevia is like a sugar substitute. It's supposed to be very sweet. I'm doing some research to figure out how to preserve them, how to make either powder or tincture or something that I can use to sweeten drinks or to cook with. Not sure, but I wanted to get it going, and then I'll figure it out later. That's pretty much how I garden. If I want it, I'll start it off and then I'll troubleshoot later, because I always find that if I wait until I know everything I need to know about it, I'll just use that as an excuse not to get started. So same thing I did with the trees. I'll probably do a video showing you the trees I've planted, but last year I decided to put a tree in because I'd been procrastinating, and I wanted to put some fruit trees in because it takes a long time for them to start producing fruit. So I did a bit of research. I picked 2 trees, an apple tree and an Asian pear tree. The apple tree was a 5-in-1, and then the Asian pear tree was a 2-in-1. And I was looking at the height, how tall it would get. I remember it saying 15 to 30 feet, and it had to be spaced out 15 feet, I think, between trees. So I thought I wasn't going to be able to put many trees in here, but I just put them in the ground and decided I'll figure it out later. So that's what I do. Put it in, figure it out later. So don't let excuses hold you back. Plant something. Just put it in the ground, see what happens. So there you go, my eaten up stevia. Back to basils. Now this one is a basil, and the name disappeared, but you can see the faint markings. It says it's queen, so I know this is the Thai basil Siam queen. I think that's what it's called. They look so pretty, and I planted this one for two reasons. I would like to try it in a tea or in cooking, but also the flowers are deliciously pretty, so I'm going to use it as an ornamental plant as well. So I have probably about 10 seedlings in here, so that should be enough for both uses. I'm gonna let some flower, and then the others I'm gonna keep trimmed so that they taste good. Yeah, it has big purple, I guess it's a bunch of flowers together, but they're purple colored, and I think they're very pretty. Now this one is another 2-in-1 planting. It's the Piccolino and the Dwarf Greek. The Dwarf Greek looks very much like the Spicy Globe basil. I like to see if there's a difference in the taste, but they look very similar in the growth habits, the size of the leaves. And the Piccolino, surprisingly, is quite lanky. I don't know if it's just the growing conditions, but it wasn't the same growing conditions as the rest of them, so I don't see why it would grow so lanky. But I bought it because it had these tiny leaves, and I also thought it grew like the Dwarf Greek and the Spicy Globe basil, but apparently not. This looks quite tall. I did top this one right there. I topped it and used it to cook, and the other one here, so hopefully it's gonna bunch out and maybe not be as lanky and blown about by the wind. We shall see. Now these two are calendula. This one is the Pacific Beauty, and I actually just put this one here to show you. I like to show mistakes just because I don't want anyone to get discouraged because they made a mistake in the garden, they killed the plants, and they're like, oh, I'm not good at gardening. We all kill plants. You can always plant another one. This one, I just didn't water it properly. I skipped a few days or so, and you can see the carcasses of the plants that were there before. I had probably about 5 or 6 seedlings in here, and one lone ranger made it. So this is the calendula Pacific Beauty. I will still enjoy these flowers. So that's one calendula, and this is the second one. This is, show yourself. This is the Playtime calendula Playtime mix. So I have 4 seedlings in here, and since it's a mix, I have no idea which flowers I'm going to get, but I like mystery in the garden. So there you have it, my herbs and such. And I hope you enjoyed the video. If you like it, then like it. Like the video, subscribe, leave a comment below if you're growing herbs. I want to put more herbs in my garden. I have expanded my herb collection this year, but I'm always looking for new herbs. So if there's something you love to cook with or to use as a tea, leave me a comment. Let me know the name and what you use it for. Thank you for spending a bit of your day with me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.